artificial 3 hours later. Hi everybody. I am not popular, and I'm not planning on getting popular. I just wanted to share the story because I thought it was interesting, and if anybody watches it, then cool. Anyway, there's probably not going to be a lot of cuts or clips because this isn't going to be a big video, but it's just my story. So, I live in Arizona, and we have a lot of sun. To describe how much sun we have, it would be like me and my family, we went on this trip one time, and we went to the Death Valley. We went to Death Valley. It wasn't that hot. It was like 104, and people think that's hot, but like, I wore a long sleeve to show that it wasn't hot because I live in Arizona, and I know what hot feels like, and when we got back to Arizona, it was 114 degrees, but I actually like that kind of weather because I've lived here for like 10 years, so I enjoy it. Anyway, that point out of the way, because I lived in Arizona, I get really cold if I'm in cold water, or if it's cold, just in general. So, I got cold in this situation that I'm about to explain. So, I went to this place, it's near the Salt River, and you guys probably don't know where that is, unless you live in Arizona, and we went to this place, it's a river, and there's like a rope swing, and like some nice rapids, there's like a tree that like goes over, and then you can climb up there, and jump off into the water. It's pretty cool. And a lot of people enjoy that. And so that's why it's popular. It was discovered like one of the guys who was there said it was just
over 20 years ago.
I don't know. I've only been there like 3 times. But this one specific time I went there, a bunch of teens there. And I'm 17, so I don't drink. But the kids there were also not old enough to drink, were drinking. They were drinking they had like a bunch of Bud Lights and stuff like that. And they also had this one bottle, it was like a Pinkgweeny, and I'll get to that later, but I don't know what that is. I'm not familiar with those kinds of things. Anyway, these guys are doing their thing, and we join, and while we were walking up, actually, we met this one dude, and he actually, technically, someone in relations to someone who owns the reservation, so he said, if anyone's causing you trouble, just tell them you know this dude. Let's say his name's Charles, and you just let Charles know, and then everybody's fine. And so I was thinking, man, that's definitely not going to work. You're not going to be like, the dudes come up to you and be like, hey, man, that's mine. I know this dude, Charles. I don't care. Give me up. Like, I didn't see how that was going to help me very much. But I was appreciative of his gesture, so I made friends with him. Me, him, and my other friend, who actually brought me there. We'll call him, we'll call him Will. Will was cool. I loved Will. Will was great. He's still great. But he was the one who brought me there, and Will liked that Charles was being so nice. So, me, Will, Charles, and then this other dude, I don't remember his name, we all went over, and we went the hike, and some people go the hike barefoot. Don't do it. I went back barefoot, and I stepped on so many cactus needles, because in Arizona there's cactus needles, and they're the worst. It's horrible, and it left me with a bunch of scars. But it was fine, because I had a blast. So, we go there, we're enjoying our time there, and me and my friend, Will, we go far out because Will doesn't trust anybody, and he didn't trust them. Really didn't trust them. He was like, they're going to take our stuff. So, me and Will did this long hike way up the river, and we went and hid our stuff in a little nook. And then we swam back, and the water was freezing, but I got used to freezing water because when we went on vacation, another time I've been to different cold places, and I actually got used to it, so kind of had to. And so, we went there. It was great. We swam back and joined everybody, and I didn't know anyone on a first name basis. They didn't know me on a first name basis, and I like to keep it that way because why do you need to know me that closely? It's a bit much. So we just were hanging out, and we tried out the rope swing, which was the reason we went there. It was a great rope swing, like really legit. You get to swing. I did a backflip for the first time on that rope swing. Like, I mean, I've done backflips on like trampolines, but like never done them like swinging on a rope. Probably not a lot of people have because we usually swim on ropes to get in the water. But I did, and it was really cool. It was really epic. I mean, all the other dudes were doing it, and I didn't do that good of one, but I still felt proud of my achievements. So, these dudes were all hanging out, right? And after a while, things start to die down, and they keep drinking, playing music and stuff, and I get out of the water, and I see these other guys that just joined us there. And these other dudes aren't dudes that the other dudes that were there knew. And the other dudes that were there were like, whatever. But then when I got out, I saw that they were arguing over a bottle of the Pinkgweeny. The Pinkgweeny was apparently the other dude's, but how am I supposed to know? I didn't, but then I think it pretty much was, because the guy said it was from a Fry's, and it had a Fry's tag on it, and he said, we bought us our fries, and when he asked him where he bought it from, he was like, I got it from Safeway. He's like, he got it from Safeway. It was not from Safeway. And they were arguing about it, and then he's like, you know what, just leave him alone. And he's like, I don't want to do it, because, you know, what if he's crazy and he's drunk, because he was already drunk, the dude was wiped. So he's like, what if he comes back with a gun, what if he's crazy, you know, I don't want to mess with that. So they walk off, and I'm like, okay, cool. And my friend Will gets out of the water, and he just starts to argue. He just starts to argue with the other dude. Don't know why. Apparently the other dude accused him of something, like getting the bottle or whatever, and he was like, I'm not a part of this. Then he wouldn't let him out of it, and then I was just like, just leave it alone. You've got better things to do with your life, Will. Better things. So, me and Will walked out, and then these two girls, and there were a lot of girls there, but these two specific girls, one of them might have been drunk, I don't know, she was weird a little bit. She went over with the other girl, and then they went up to the dude, and they were like, just like, rubbing his chest, and like, leaning up to him and stuff. It was weird. They were like, hey, just give us the bottle, you know, it's just a bottle of, you know, Pinkgweeny, I guess. And I was like, okay. They did that, and then I was just hanging out with Will, and they came back with the bottle of Pinkgweeny. They're just holding it, they're like, we got the bottle. And then they're like, oh, cool. And then I was like, okay. And then we all, like, gathered around, because I was kind of interested in how they did it, even though I kind of knew. And the one girl, who I think might have been drunk, she went up to me, and she was, like, rubbing me, and, like, she put her hand on my shoulder, and she was like, oh, you know, and I just went like that, and I was like, okay, good for you. And me and my friend Will, before we got there, we said, hey, we're gonna keep each other accountable. We don't want to get in anything crazy. So if a girl starts to hit on you, say something, you know, or don't even say something. We'll just be out there and we'll watch each other's backs. So, you know, this girl's doing her thing, and my friend Will looks at me, and I'm like, and she like just drops her hand down and goes to the next guy, and I just newsy on out of there and go back to Will. And the funny thing was, the other dude, Charles, he never did anything. Like, he went up to the other dude, but he was, like, not doing anything, so, like, he wouldn't have helped us. Didn't matter that he was there, so, wow. It was really something else. Anyway, after that, it was weird. Kept hanging out, did some more stuff. Oh, yeah, Will, he split his toe, and it was bleeding. It was pretty bad. I didn't enjoy watching that. He said, keep looking. Look at it. I didn't want to look at it. It's disgusting, but it happened anyway. Yeah, but that pretty much sums up what happened. I mean, after that, yeah, we just drove back. We talked about it. Hope you enjoy. I mean, there's probably not gonna be a lot of people who watch this, which is cool. I don't actually care that much. Just wanted to put it out there. If you do like it, then like it. But if you don't, whatever.